From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Hello everyone, just a quick reminder, of course, to tell you about the Weather NorCal app. You can go to your iPhone or your Android store, search for Weather NorCal, and you're downloading the app. But I also have an app for the Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. You can watch the 24-hour streaming channel whenever you want from your big screen TV, from your app. And of course, you can also, if you have a smart TV with YouTube, you can watch it on there as well. Just go to search for Weather NorCal for both those apps. And of course, you can just go to the Weather NorCal YouTube page. And not only watch the live channel there, but also from YouTube, you can watch the latest forecast as well. Let's take a look at your weather headlines. We've got a mix of sun and clouds again here for tomorrow with dry and warm conditions through the weekend. Dry for most of us. We're going to talk about that a little bit more detail here in Futurecast just a bit. Long range patterns showing some changes in the forecast, and we're talking about cooler weather and the potential for some rain, especially by the middle and latter part of next week. There's a look at your neighborhood forecast for tomorrow. Quick glance, you can see temperatures still in the low 80s for most of us in the valley. It's beginning to warm up a little bit. We're talking low to mid 70s for most of the higher elevation, with the exception of Modoc County. And of course for the coast, even warmer there in the low 60s. For your daytime highs. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast. What I was talking about, you can see some of the clouds that are coming in through the afternoon tomorrow. Some high, even a few mid-level clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy, so that mix of sun and clouds. And then we take you into your Friday. Now, notice what's happening. You see this right here? We're seeing the potential for a few showers developing, and even just to the east of the eastern mountains as well. So could we see a stray shower in kind of the northeastern portions of California? Not out of the question. Is it going to be something to write home about? Absolutely not. This is not going to be a big deal. It'll be mainly dry, of course, dry for everyone else for your Friday. Now, the winds are something we've been contending with, especially in the valley this morning. I do expect tomorrow morning a bit on the breezy side again to start off the day, but even as early as the noon hour, those winds do start to subside. And Thursday afternoon, the wind should be a little bit weaker as well. Then we take you into your Friday morning. Fairly calm winds across the board should make for a cooler start to the day. And then as we take you into your Friday afternoon, there, of course, that with that weak disturbance and the chance for showers, especially the north and east, we're also seeing those winds beginning to pick up as well. And notice in the valley on Friday, those winds are coming in more from the south. So maybe a little bit of that Delta breeze kind of kicking in a little bit here. But take a look at Futurecast long range. And this is, of course, the big question mark. Are we going to see rain for next week? And the long-range forecast models are pointing to yes, but of course, we'll have to kind of take a look at that here a little bit more closely. So through the weekend, we've just still got this ridge of high pressure. You see how it's very weak. So it's not a very big arc in that ridge, which means, yes, temperatures will be warmer than normal, and yes, we should be drier than normal as well. However, we're still going to see some of those clouds kind of filtering on through for basically now through the weekend. Now, this storm system, I'm not necessarily watching. It's this back here that we got to keep our eyes on. So we go into around Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. You see this little dip in the jet stream? That's what we call a trough of low pressure. Now, you can see it is actually picking up on the potential for some rain in there as well. Now, at this point, I'm not anticipating any rain for Monday or Tuesday because the atmosphere at this point is drying out as we speak. And once we see these weak systems come through in a dry atmosphere, we've got to saturate the atmosphere a bit before we start seeing some of that rain. So I think it'll probably be dry for your Monday, Tuesday, but a dip in those temperatures coming in as well. But watch this right here. As we go into around Wednesday or Thursday, we start to see this potential for some rain moving in. Now, it depends on which forecast model you look at. This particular forecast model is known as the American forecast model, the GFS. It's going to hold off mainly until Thursday. However, the European forecast model is bringing in that potential for rain as early as next Wednesday. So sometime around the middle to latter part of next week, we've got that potential for rain. And once you know it, of course, as you know, we've got cool April nights going on next week. So at this point, it looks like the first half of next week will most likely be dry for those cool April nights show and shines. But by Wednesday, Thursday, even into the Friday cruise time, that may be a bit questionable. And of course, even extending onto that weekend. But this is one of those stay tuned type of forecasts because we're going to get a better handle on the potential for rain as we get closer to next week. In the meantime, the wave heights are starting to drop as we go into the next few days, which is obviously very good news if you do need to be out on a small boat. However, that being said, the small craft advisory that we saw today will most likely be allowed to expire. So that, by the way, will expire here later on this evening. Otherwise, conditions are expected to improve. Those north winds at about 5 to 10 knots. There you can see those waves from the northwest at 7 feet at 9 seconds and from the southwest at 2 feet at about 17 seconds. All right, so let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. We can see temperatures in the low 50s for the valley. But yeah, it's cooling off a bit. There you can see temperatures in the 30s, low to mid 30s for some of the higher elevations. Not quite as cold tomorrow morning as it was this morning for Trinity County. I'm expecting probably somewhere in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then, of course, for the coast, those temperatures in the mid 40s. All right, let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast with those temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for those daytime highs. So you can see that temperatures are just kind of ticking their way up for the most part through the weekend before we see that dip in the temperatures. And there it is. I have included, at least for now, a chance for showers as early as next week, maybe holding off until Thursday of next week. 63 in Fortuna, 61 for Shelter Cove. Alder Point, about 76 degrees. We take you up north out towards Smith River with 68, 79 in Hoopa, and 77 for that daytime high in Orleans. Willow Creek, about 80. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast temperatures mainly in the 70s, although some of the cooler spots, especially off to the north and east, where temperatures there will be in the mid 60s. Mid to upper 60s, that is, for Modoc County, 68 degrees for Alturas. There you can see Cedarville, about 63, and 65 degrees in Aden. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 60s and 70s there. Some of the warmer spots like Shingletown, 73, but much cooler up in Viola at higher elevations at 65. Paradise, you'll see a high of about 73, 74 for Greenville, and Janesville, a high of about 69 degrees. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Yeah, those temperatures for the most part are going to be in the low 80s. Looks like as you head to the west side of the valley, we are looking at those temperatures more like the upper 70s. 76 degrees for Whiskeytown, 79 for Lakehead, about 80 for the city of Shasta Lake, 81 for Redding, and 81 for Red Bluff. All right, so there's a look at your 7-day outlook. Temperatures, again, ticking upward over the next several days in the low. I may be a little conservative with these temperatures too, quite honestly. We could even see some mid-80s by the time we get into your Sunday. But temperatures ticking down after that. Upper 70s by Thursday, slight chance for showers maybe as early as Wednesday, and cooling off down to the low to mid-70s.